it's Allie and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm gonna do my fall TBR. So for me, fall is all of September and all of October because my husband loves Halloween and he loves like the spooky horror slasher movies. So we made a deal that if he gets all of September and October to watch all of those movies and it kind of be our 2 fall months, then I can get all of November and December for Christmas with a little bit of hint of Thanksgiving in there. So I have books for all of September and October that I want to read during those months. Cross my fingers and hopefully I can get to them all, but we will see because I have quite a lot of books here and at least half of them are big books. So we'll see. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first books I have, I am actually going to do a childhood favorites reading vlog for them. These are books that I absolutely loved when I was younger. Now I just turned 27 on August 4th, and so it's been 10 years since I've graduated high school. I feel really old saying that, but these books I probably read, I think I read the very first one in 8th grade, and they slowly came out like over my high school career. I think the last one came out, I want to say my sophomore year, maybe somewhere around there. My favorite book series that I loved when I was younger, don't laugh at me, was Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. See, you can kind of see how bent up this book is and the pages are yellow. I couldn't tell you how many times I've reread this book when I was younger. I think I reread Twilight every single time a new one came out. So if the new book came out, I had to reread all the books that came before. I was one of those nerds. I was obsessed with the Twilight series. I even made my room a Twilight room. Like I picked out the paint from my walls for my room to be like a grayish blue, so it was like the fog that was in Forks. I had the movie posters framed and hanging on my wall. I had the red and black comforter. I was obsessed. I even think I had folders for school that obviously had Twilight on it. Come on, obviously. I think I had matching notebooks too. I was into it. I was into it, and I went to all of the midnight premiere for the movies, except for the very last one. I think Breaking Dawn Part 2 came out, I think in 2012. So I think it was after I had graduated though. And I think I kind of had gotten out of the Twilight phase at that point, thank goodness. Nothing bad about Twilight. I was just over obsessive with it. So I'm going to reread these books, I think in September maybe. We'll see, September or October. I'm gonna reread all of these books. So we have Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and of course, Breaking Dawn. Now I have a story about this one. So this one came out August 2nd. So I had pre-ordered this book. So I got it first thing in the morning on August 2nd. It was pretty early in the morning. Now my stepbrother actually got married. His wedding day was August 2nd, but it was, if they are watching this, I know my mom is, so she probably could tell me. I think it was like a late afternoon or evening wedding. I'm not 100% positive, but I can remember sitting in the chair in our family room and reading this and not putting it down while everyone else was like running around the house, getting ready for the wedding. I was just sitting here reading my Twilight book because I was in love with it, just zoning out, not listening to anybody because I was reading this book. I had to know what happened. So I'm gonna reread these books and we'll see how I feel about them now. It's been a very long time since I've read them. I don't think that I have read the Twilight books since this came out, since this originally came out. I reread the first 3 before I read this one. So I have reread the first 3 many times. I've only read this book once, I think. I don't think I've reread them like after that. I've read this book once. So I'm interested to see, after I read all of them, how will I feel about the Twilight series. I was obsessed with Twilight. I absolutely loved it. I love Twilight. Was I Team Edward or was I Team Jacob? Like I was into, like I liked the werewolves. But I think I was Team Edward until I watched the TV shows, and then I don't know, like, don't get me wrong, if you like Robert Pattinson, like I have nothing against Robert Pattinson. I just don't think he was the best person to play Edward, personally, but everyone has their own opinions, but I just didn't like how he portrayed him, I guess. But if I was just reading the books, I was Team Edward. Definitely Team Edward. But we'll see. We'll see how I actually like it. Like, will it be, we'll see how I actually like it. Will it be cheesy for me now? Will I laugh at some of the things because of how I felt about them when I was younger? I don't know. We'll see. I know that a lot of people, as they get older, still love the series, and I kind of hope that I do. I kind of hope that I still really enjoy this series, because I'll kind of be bummed if I reread this and I'm just not interested anymore. So I'm a little nervous to read it because of that, because I really hope that I still love the series. But I'll just have to wait and see. But keep your eye out. I'm going to do a reading vlog for this series. And then I think I'm actually, after every single book I read, I'm going to watch the movie that correlates with it. And we'll see. We know how the first Twilight movie is. It's pretty darn cheesy. But I'll have to compare how I feel about the book and then watch the movie and see how they compare next to each other. Sorry, I had to take a break. Someone was knocking at my door. Someone has come and joined us. You see Mommy in the camera? Come here. What do you think? You say hi? Can you say hi? Say hi. Why are you always shy when you're in front of the camera? I was doing a vlog. Oh, there you go. Say hi. Hi, everybody. You know what? I bet Nanny and Papa are watching this too. Oh, you can't see. They can't see you from that side. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and continue. You might hear Nolan in the background, but he's in here watching me. And I'm pretty sure he thinks I'm talking to him. Next up, I have a standalone novel, and that is Odd and True by Kat Winters. So I believe this is two sisters who kind of hunt monsters, I believe. Odette and True are their names, and they are monster hunters. I remember, thank you, baby. I remember getting this and thinking that it reminds me of Supernatural. So I'm really excited to read this because I love this show, Supernatural. So it'll be interesting to see it from a girl's perspective. And this is set in 1909, which makes it even better because I like historical settings. So I'm really excited to read about some girls hunting monsters. Next up, I have another spooky series, and that is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. And what really got me on this book is a summary on the back. It says, "He murdered women in cold blood. He terrorized an entire city. He taunted those of us who hunted him down. But despite all these horrors, in the end, I could not deny it. I was the girl who loved the Ripper." Now, how interesting is that? I think it's kind of like Sherlock Holmes, but with a little bit of a spooky side to it. So the first book is Stalking Jack the Ripper. The second book is Haunting Prince Dracula. The third book is Capturing the Devil. And the very last book is Escaping from Houdini. And I love the artwork on all of these. You can kind of like look at it and look at the different clues in here to kind of get a gist of what might be in the story. But all of these books definitely give off some spooky vibes. So I'm really excited to read these. I'm probably going to read these in October, hopefully closer to Halloween. It'll definitely get me in the mood for fall and all things spooky. So I have another book here that is, I don't know that it's going to be a standalone, but it is a solo book. As of right now, it's a newer book, and that is Witches Steeped in Gold. This is a Jamaican-based story about two rival witches, and these witches have a common enemy that they have to come together and work together to defeat. I love this cover, and the inside artwork on this dust jacket is absolutely beautiful. I know I've showed it to you guys before, but in case you haven't seen the video, here's the dust jacket for that. I think it's so beautiful. I love the artwork in here, which makes me want to read the book even more. But I've heard mixed things about Witches Steeped in Gold. I've heard that it's really good. People like that it's set in Jamaica. But I've also heard that people, I think, that it's really slow, it's hard to get through, and it kind of wasn't what they had expected it to be. So I'm a little cautious about reading this book, but it's not going to stop me from reading it. I have been waiting for this book. Before it even came out, I knew that I wanted to read this book. So what a perfect time to do it but fall, because it's witches, and witches it just goes with fall. I might have to watch Hocus Pocus after, I don't know. Different vibe, different witch vibe, but witches. Maybe I'll have a witches themed week where I read about witches and I watch witchy movies. I'm excited to read this. I'm a little nervous once again because of the mixed reviews on it, but I'm still excited to read Jamaican-based fantasy about witches. So I'm trying to sit on the ground here to have like a relaxed, cozy vibe going on here. But my legs are killing me sitting like this. I have one last book series here. And the final book I think came out for the series last year. And that series is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I've heard nothing but good things about the series. I've heard that it is a very good series. So in this book, we follow Evie O'Neill, and this is set in the 1920s in New York City. And Evie has a supernatural ability, I think it is, to see ghosts. She helps the police find the killers of the murdered victims. So definitely spooky, with ghosts and all of that kind of stuff. I am really excited to read this series because I've heard so many good things about it. What, baby? And I think that a lot of people, the way that they've been talking about this is going to be a staple. So the first book is The Diviners. The second book is A Layer of Dreams. Third book is Before the Devil Breaks You. And the last book is The King of Crows. He wants me to show you that his book, his Cars book. Cars is his thing. Your Cars book? You going to tell them about your Cars book? I'm sure they'll want to read this book. Who doesn't want to read Cars? Yeah, you like that book. Yeah. Sorry about the interruption, and I'm sure you heard him in the background. But I'm a mom, and I gotta do what I gotta do. He took the book for his big brother to read it to him. But I think those are all the books that I have for my fall TBR. These are all books that I want to get read in September and October. Hopefully I can get to them. Like I said, a lot of these books are really big books, not to mention, like this I think is over 500 pages. And a lot of the Twilight books are over 500 pages. The Diviners books are over 500 pages, so we'll see. Maybe I'll have some good luck and I'll get through them. If not, you know what? That's okay. I can always read spooky books in wintertime or summertime. I get more in the mood for spooky books in the fall. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I'm sorry again for the disruption. Hopefully you still got to hear me over him with all of the books. But make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want to be notified when I post new content. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.